Hi, everybody, and welcome to Celebrating Farm to School Month with the Great Lakes Great Apple Crunch. We will wait a couple minutes and we will go ahead and get started. In the meantime, go ahead and put your name, your farm to school role, and your location into the chat so that we can see who all is here. And thanks so much for making time to be a part of this great Farm to School Month and Crunch conversation today. And as we get started, my name is Vanessa Harold, and I am based at the University of Wisconsin-Madison Center for Integrated Agricultural Systems. And I'm here with my team, Catherine Hurley and Bree Feeney, who will be admitting people and managing the chat as we go through today. Thank you for joining, and also feel free to throw your questions and your comments and great ideas into the chat as we go. Part of this is we know you all are crunch experts and farm to school experts in your own way, and we would love to hear your stories. So let's go ahead and get started. What are we going to talk about today? We are going to talk about the Great Lakes Great Apple Crunch. Why do we crunch? How to register that crunch? How to find and buy your local apples, fun ways to actually crunch and to celebrate your crunch, and a little bit about how to connect to the classroom and also how to promote. If you are just joining, enter your name, where you are from into the chat box. So we have a lot of great collaborators that make the crunch happen. The Center for Integrated Ag Systems, where we are based, is the home base for the crunch, but we also have regional partners across the 6 crunching states from Minnesota to Ohio, and our own Wisconsin Farm to School Network team. You can join the Wisconsin Farm to School Network newsletter to stay connected, and we'll make sure to put a link up to that. And also our partner is with the National Farm to School Network, who has all of the great Farm to School Month resources that we will connect you with as well. And welcome, folks. I am so glad to see that we have people joining from outside of Wisconsin. Wow, that is wonderful. So we're going to start with what is the crunch and why do we crunch? The crunch is very simple in its premise. You buy local apples and you get kiddos at your schools, early care sites, or adults at your colleges or business places to crunch into them at the same time. And we make a crunch heard around the region as we're all biting into our apples at the same time. We love this video from Allenton Elementary, and we're just going to start by sharing this as a quick and great introduction into what the crunch is.
This is the Great Apple Crunch. We are promoting farm to school. We got apples from Barthel Orchard in Germantown, Mequon area. So as the kids come out, they're going to take an apple. They're going to line up out on the grass, and we are all going to crunch our apple at the same time. So it's a Great Apple Crunch. All right.
Oh, they're real. They're all real. We all just think about the apple tree. Should I get some? Yes, you certainly do. They just pass it over. Okay, we're together. We have to celebrate being part of Allenton, right? 5, 3, 2, 1, go!
So as you can see in this video, which is just the perfect explanation of what the crunch is, it really is your chance to take this fun concept and celebration and do it in any way that works for your school or early care site or environment. So it's a great way to celebrate your farm to school efforts, to highlight your staff, your great food service, raise awareness about the things you are doing. It's also a great way to do outreach and show what your school, what your environment looks like. It's also a really important way to support our local farmers by buying local apples. And it's a great way to celebrate Farm to School Month, which is all of October. And we will share a link to the National Farm to School Network Farm to School Month page so you can learn more. And they just released their theme for 2021, which is all about youth empowerment, which is great. So we do an annual survey of folks who crunch, and these are all of the impacts that people report from their crunch. It's a great way to educate eaters about where their food comes from. It's an excellent way to build relationships with local farmers, especially if you're supporting your food service staff. People really found that last year during COVID and probably this year that the crunch was a really fun and kind of normal activity to do during an otherwise pretty disruptive time. And also we find that the crunch is a great way to actually lead into long-term purchasing of local foods. We also want to show you that the crunch is definitely regional. So we are crunching together, not just in Wisconsin, but as a region, and we are a little competitive. So we, as a Wisconsin organization, want to see our Wisconsin numbers get as big as possible. So we encourage you to get other folks to crunch with you as well. This is just some of the feedback that folks share about why they crunch and why it is such a fun activity. And this is from, you can tell, the COVID environment last year. And what the crunch is trying to do is really just give you a simple activity that you can mold into something that best suits your environment in terms of celebrating, creating community, and practicing buying and finding local apples. So we'll just run through the basics. Why register for the crunch? Registration is really, really important because it helps us get connected to you. When you register, you tell us how many people you think are crunching, and that will help us get to our goal of 1 million crunchers this year. When you register, you also get a copy of the Crunch Guide, and that is your print guide to planning a great crunch. It includes information about how to find apples, curriculum information, fun crunch ideas. It has everything you need to get you started in local purchasing and in planning your crunch. And some states are offering free stickers. In Wisconsin, we are offering stickers. You can request them when you register. We will send you as many as you need, and we will send you thousands of stickers. And it's really fun and kids really love it, but we also know that custodial staff doesn't love it. But there's fun things that you can do with your stickers so they don't end up on lockers or on floors. And also when you register, you can feel like you're part of something bigger. So it's not just your organization, but you'll be connected to our newsletter and to social media so you can share your crunch and you can feel like you're part of something bigger in the region. And when you do register, Catherine will send you the weekly newsletter that has great tips for planning your crunch, finding apples, and also some other good farm to school resources like Harvest of the Month or how to connect your crunch with other things that might be happening right now. And we use the crunch registration so we can get this great data and show off our big crunch results. So you can see there last year, even in COVID times, we had 800,000 crunchers. The year before we had 1.8 million. So we really love it when people register so that we know who's crunching and we can get feedback from you too. So registration is super easy. It's very free. It's fast. Go to the website, which Bree or Catherine will put in the chat box, click on your state, and it will take you to a pretty brief survey that will ask some basic information, how many people are crunching, and that's where you can get your stickers. After that, you'll get a link to a bunch of great resources, including the Crunch Guide. So you'll get your stickers. This is our new logo and new stickers this year, brand new. You'll get access to the special Apple Crunch resource page for your state. So there's one for each of the 6 states. And then you'll get a copy of the Crunch Guide. And we do have a Crunch Guide specific for K-12, early care environments, and also for non-educational settings. So lots of great stuff when you sign up. How to find and buy local apples. We like to joke that apples are the low-hanging fruit of farm to school. This is the season for apples, and they are abundant in our region, which makes it a great place to start with local purchasing if it is something that is new to you. On this page are some great resources for finding orchards near you if you want to do a direct purchase. And there's links to all of these resources in the Crunch Guide. And also there are Crunch Guides for each state. So if you are in Ohio, you will get Ohio-specific apple sourcing information. So there is an Apple Growers Association and a Farmers Market Association to help you map where orchards near you might be, similar with the Farm Fresh Atlas. And if you're in a school setting, shout out to the AmeriCorps Farm to School folks in Wisconsin who put together a local foods database to help you source. There's also something special from Wisconsin and some USDA resources about buying through food hubs and also through on-farm stands. This is all in the Crunch Guide, and there's links to all of these things, which do include things like searchable maps so you can find folks in your area. One of the main reasons we crunch it is because it is part of Farm to School and is a way to purchase from our local farmers and buy the fruits of their labors. So part of this is to help us all practice buying local apples so that buying more local foods can be part of food service, taste testing, harvest of the month, and other activities. So our encouragement to you is to go out and use your food service dollars or your PTA dollars or your classroom dollars to buy those apples from farmers instead of asking for donations. And if you are looking to do this in a donation way, encourage a community partner, your PTA or PTO or school administration to purchase the apples for you so that those dollars are actually going back to our farmers, because remember, our farmers are small businesses and we want to support them. And also this year, we're working on a new project to encourage more farmers to actually do the crunch so that we get all those great pictures of farms and orchards crunching. There's also a lot of ways to buy those local apples. So you can do a direct purchase from a local orchard. You can also ask your current vendors if they sell farm identified or local apples. We want those local vendors, whether it's your fruit and vegetable, your produce vendor, or your broadline distributor, to hear that you want local foods. It's important that they know that there's demand for those local foods. You can do a micro purchase, which makes it easier to buy that smaller volume, lower dollar value purchase direct from the farm. You can use your DoD Fresh dollars, or you can use your Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Snack Program dollars and use the Apple Crunch as your snack for the day, if that is a program that you participate in. And again, that partnering for the purchase, let's say you might not have the opportunity to buy local apples, but you can see if you have a partner who can purchase them on your behalf. So there's lots of ways to do this within your school food service funds, within your regular operations, and we hope that you will consider buying local apples after Crunch Day and make it part of your regular fall schedule. We also want to point out that beyond just the crunch, which doesn't really include any food prep, the Crunch Guide does include a bunch of apple specific recipes for K-12 and early care sites that are all National School Lunch Program creditable, and we know they will, they're scaled and they will work for food service operations. So there's some great apple recipes in there. So now you have registered for your crunch, you found your apples, you bought your apples, you're thinking about how to actually celebrate your crunch, because there are a million ways to crunch into apples. And what's really, really fun is that it's just a great way for people to get together, especially after this last year and a half, and do something celebratory and kind of celebrate that school spirit that you might have. So we see lots of great crunches in the gym or in the cafeteria at lunchtime or PE time as a special event. You can see in some of these photos, there's special guests who are kind of standing up in front of everybody and doing that crunch countdown to get us to that crunch at noon on Crunch Day, October 14th. I will also say, although October 14th at noon is our crunch day and time, you can crunch anytime on the 14th or any day in October. That is encouraged and welcomed, and we still want you to post your pictures, even if it's not the crunch day and time. The crunch is also a super fun way to get outside. There's a surprising amount of drone action on Crunch Day. So in this photo, you can see these kiddos are making the shape of an apple and grabbing it from a drone. We also have folks who try to spell out crunch, or as you can see in that video, the number 50 to celebrate the school. So there's a lot of really fun things to do when you get outside to crunch together. Now that we are hopefully going to stay in session for school for this year ahead, a crunch can be a fun way to have a special guest for your crunch. Invite a chef, invite the farmer who grew your apples, or another special guest to come celebrate with students, to do that crunch countdown, maybe to do a culinary event together. It's just a fun way to kind of have an activity or a good reason to bring somebody else into the school environment if that's something that is going to be allowed this year. Another great thing is that the crunch can be a great way for your student leaders to really step up and plan or execute something really fun. So you can see their students really being a part of the crunch here. And IATP has a great farm to school leadership curriculum that walks teachers through some lessons to teach kids about how schools source apples and where to find apples and other local products. So this can be a really great way for those older students on campus to get involved and give back and also demonstrate leadership skills. And of course, if it's an option, you can always do something fun like take a field trip or just go outside to your school garden or any outdoor learning environment at the school to do a crunch. Kids do love going to orchards to pick their own apples and crunch with the trees and with their farmer. If that is something that you have the opportunity for. We do know that a lot of schools and sites do have apple trees on the grounds, and it can be fun to pick those apples or take your apples out and do a lesson about what an apple tree looks like and how apples grow as you do your crunch. And the crunch is not just for kids. Actually, one of my favorite parts about the crunch is seeing all the adults who are taking some time out of the day to crunch to show their support for local foods, for farm to school, for nutritious cafeterias. And so we would love to see your school administrators crunch. If you are a local food support organization or a nonprofit organization, say county extension or public health, for your office to get together and crunch together and share photos. But also this can be a really great way if you are a local food or farm to school specialist as part of a bigger office to share your work and the value of your work with your peers by taking a little bit of time to crunch together. And this is really a way that we can collectively educate and advocate for farm to school and for local foods in the school and early care environment by doing a little bit of outreach around our crunch. And of course, you can crunch in the classroom. We love classroom crunches. They're really fun because they're also a great entryway into Apple related activities. So you can see these worksheets. We do have some printable crunch coloring pages that you will have access to. And there's all kinds of fun opportunities to do taste tests, to do voting, to do language arts around apples. So even just if you're one classroom, you can do something fun together with a crunch. If you have a little extra time and space, there are a lot of fun examples of community-based events around the crunch. So this is actually an apple cider pressing event around crunch time. So you can use the very simple activity of the crunch to build community, to plan a weekend event, an after school event. Maybe take pictures of students crunching before they get on the school bus or with whoever comes to pick them up from school. I think that could be a really fun opportunity for sharing back information about your farm to school activities with family and caregivers and folks who maybe can't be part of the crunch during the daytime celebration. But there are so many ways to crunch and so many ways to celebrate. And of course, as we all know from this last year and a half of being remote in some ways, you can crunch remotely. So we would encourage you, if you don't get to be together, to do a Zoom crunch. And when you register, you actually do get all of these really fun crunch backgrounds that you can use for Zoom. And it can be a fun way to have an activity during maybe a regional meeting or your staff meeting where people can share about what variety of apple they're eating and where they got it from, and then to do a little crunch together. Just don't forget to take a screenshot. That's always the most fun part. And we just want to say that the crunch is here for you to share your farm to school story, to talk about the local purchasing you do, to practice purchasing, and you can share that story in any way. So there are a million ways you can crunch. You can see here, there's a crunch happening as part of an athletic event. So this crunch message can really happen anywhere and in any forum that suits your communication and outreach needs, because part of what we want for the crunch is that it can help you tell your story to your community and kind of raise your profile, have something really good and positive to talk about. How do we share our crunch stories? We have very active social media around the crunch. So there is a Great Lakes Great Apple Crunch Facebook page, Instagram account, and Twitter account. And we really encourage you to share your photos on Crunch Day, to tag the Great Lakes page, and to use these hashtags, because what we do is we go through and we look at all these great pictures and we share them back and we use them as inspiration to hopefully get new people to crunch, but also these are just pretty joyful pictures and it's really, really great to see. So this is also a way for you to find farmers maybe in your area by looking through the social media, or to get some inspiration. Just cruise through the Facebook page and see some really fun ways that people have crunched. And I love this Facebook post here because anybody can crunch, and it is just a great activity no matter what kind of environment you're in and whatever kind of audience you're working with. So we really do encourage you to share both through social media, but also through your school newsletters before and after the crunch event. If you have classroom announcements, through your own social media to your community, to just get this good, fun, feel good local food farm to school event out. So connecting to the classroom, because we know the cafeteria is one of the best classrooms on campus, but also because there's great learning activities that can be done around apples. We want to let you know that this can be more than just a 30-second event, but that there are really fun and great ways to build the crunch into your classroom or your school day. In the crunch guide, there are lesson plans. They are broken out by age group. So there's some early care, pre-K through fourth grade, middle school, and high school lesson plans that have to do with apples and also with broader food system things. There are also just a lot of simple activities, as you can see here on this chart on the right, that language arts activity, there were different colored apples, and kiddos were asked to describe each different colored apple. Some have also done voting, like which apple did you like best? And you can see there's some math in there with the seed counting. So there's a lot of really great fun and simple activities that can be in partnership with your crunch. And also, if you are doing the crunch as part of your fresh fruit and vegetable snack program, it's really easy to do the nutrition component as well, because there's lots of great ideas in the crunch guide and pretty straightforward activities to do around apples. That is the end of our talking at you about the crunch and what it is and how to find your apples and plan your event and share our resources with you. But we would love to answer any questions that you might have, or any of your super great crunch experiences that you want to share with other folks. So if you have any questions, you can go ahead and unmute yourself, or you can just pop them in the chat. But we are so glad you're here. And we also know that you are crunch experts. So if you have great crunch experiences, or like Melanie, who was in one of those pictures, we would love to hear what your crunch stories are as well. And we're going to wait for those questions to come in. But we won't wait forever. All right, we're going to go to the wrap-up slide, but feel free to type any questions into the chat box. We are here for you. What's great is we have this wonderful team of staff and students in Wisconsin to support you, but also if you are in a different state, you will have contact people in your state as well. Their information will be listed on the registration page or in the crunch guide. So if you're looking for more state-specific guidance, it is there for you. We would encourage you to go to the Apple Crunch website. It has the basic information. And I will say and clarify again that the crunch is on October 14th at noon. Yes, noon Eastern and Central Time. And that really when you register, you will get a plethora of great resources, including the crunch guide, newsletters, and we do encourage you to look at the social media. So all of that website is, all of that information is on the website. We are also going to post the recording of this, and we will share resources under that recording as well. And then Bree's contact information is on this slide. So if you have any questions, you could get in touch with Bree, and she will help us triage those questions to the best audience. And Maria is asking, do we have classroom materials for all ages, or is it targeted toward elementary ages? Maria, that is a great question. We do have middle school and high school lessons in the crunch guide. You'd want to make sure you're looking at the K-12 crunch guide. And for older students, they tend to be more lessons about the food system, maybe about kind of public health, how to find local foods and the value of local foods, and less specifically about apples. I would say if anybody has classroom materials that are crunch related for those older grades, send them to Bree, because we would love to have them. Most of what we have is kind of broader food system stuff, but there are some lesson plans in there. And again, I will, the IATP Farm to School Leadership Curriculum is in that list. It is really great. And there's also individual lessons that you can pull out. So I will just say that we're here for you. We're here for everybody. Last year was just really interesting that we were all remote. It was really heartening to see how many people still wanted to crunch and could see the crunch as a good activity to still buy local apples and send them home for kids who are eating at home through send home meals, but also to kind of have that sense of unity and something fun that people could still offer. So we know that this year is still probably going to be pretty hectic and that we all have public health concerns, and our goal is keeping everybody safe. And we are hoping that you can incorporate the crunch as a fun way to celebrate being together in a safe way, and have something that feels pretty fun and normal. And also we're excited to see what kind of fun crunch activities you might have for this year. And also I'm always excited for any drone pictures. So, get those drones ready. Any last questions folks have in the chat box? Otherwise, you can reach out to Bree. And when you register, you basically get everything you need to know, but we are here for you otherwise. And there's folks in your state. So seeing no more questions, I want to give a shout out to Catherine and Bree who put this slide deck together and are an amazing part of the Crunch team, and the rest of our Crunch team in the region and in Wisconsin who are not here with us today. And we are here if you have any Crunch questions. Otherwise, may you go out and find your local apples and plan a great crunch. And we look forward to seeing all of your pictures on October 14th and afterwards. Have a great September. Have a great return to school, and happy almost farm to school month. Thanks so much, everybody, and happy crunching.